In a few hours, the ultimatum from Donald Trump will expire, and today he made an unbelievable statement. Trump announced the annihilation of 94 million people, and literally said that tonight an entire civilization will die. This is madness. And you can guess 3 times what just happened. Donald Trump did not wait for the ultimatum. The first attacks have already begun. Bridges and railway lines are already being bombed, and the oil island Kark was also attacked. New reports are coming in every minute. Let's take a look at this catastrophe. Let's begin. In recent days, we have repeatedly seen that Donald Trump's choice of words has continued to escalate, making the worst threats and expressing himself like a child in the gutter. But just a few minutes ago, Donald Trump reached a completely new level, and it is simply catastrophic. I mean, just the day before yesterday, Donald Trump completely lost control over the Strait of Hormuz and even mocked the Islamic god Allah. And Tucker Carlson sarcastically commented, "Okay, if you're aiming for a religious war, then that's certainly a good idea." But apparently that was only the beginning. Donald Trump got completely carried away, and today we witnessed a historic low point. Donald Trump recently wrote the following: "An entire civilization will perish tonight forever. I do not wish for it, but it will likely happen." But now that we are experiencing a complete regime change where other, smarter, and less radicalized minds take control, perhaps something revolutionary and wonderful can happen. Who knows? We will find out tonight in one of the most important moments in long and complex world history. 47 years of extortion, corruption, and death will finally end. God bless the great people of Iran. Wow, how extreme is that? I need to take a deep breath and let that sink in. Trump is literally saying that tonight an entire civilization will perish forever. A 5,000-year-old civilization that dates back to the Persian Empire. And in comparison, the USA is not even 250 years old and does not have nearly as much culture and history. Donald Trump is not only threatening the destruction of military facilities, he is threatening to level the entire country to the ground and wipe out millions of people. There will be millions of civilian deaths. There will be mass displacement, and the entire country is meant to become uninhabitable. Iranian civilization is to be completely erased, all justified by claiming that the mullah regime must end while using excuses that even a 5-year-old could see through. For example, take the bridge that was destroyed by the Americans the day before yesterday. U.S. forces attacked and heavily damaged the B-1 bridge near Karaj, the largest bridge in Iran and the Middle East. This represents an expansion of targets to include critical civilian infrastructure. The justification given was that the bridge was being used by Iranian Revolutionary Guards for attacks, transporting ammunition, and launching rockets. That is completely false. The bridge could not have been used by the military because it was not even finished. It was still under construction, clearly visible from the cranes in the background. But the average naive American will not question this. They will believe everything Donald Trump says. The major problem is that Trump's ultimatum expires today at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, but even that was just an excuse, as the attacks have already begun. According to Bild, Israel's Air Force, as stated by Prime Minister Netanyahu, has attacked railway lines and bridges in Iran. These are allegedly used by the Revolutionary Guards to transport materials for weapons and operational forces that attack the U.S. and other countries in the region. These same forces also oppress the Iranian people, Netanyahu said, according to his office. These claims cannot be independently verified. Surprise, surprise. Netanyahu also stated that they are dismantling Iran's power structure with increasing force. The Israeli attacks are not aimed at the Iranian people, he emphasized, but rather at weakening and dismantling the oppressive regime that has ruled for 47 years. As you can see, attacks on railway lines and bridges, civilian infrastructure, have already begun, and countless images and videos are appearing on social media every minute. But not only the mainland is under attack, the important oil island Kark Island is also being targeted. CNN reported the U.S. is attacking military targets on Kark Island, confirmed by the White House and U.S. officials. According to U.S. officials, the attacks are not directed at oil facilities. As early as March 13th, the U.S. had already attacked the island. The U.S. Central Command stated that 90 targets were hit, including mine storage sites, missile bunkers, and various military installations. How severe the situation already is can be seen from a post by J.D. Vance today. He claimed that Iran is using children as human shields to protect power plants and bridges, hoping to shield military targets from U.S. attacks. He called this pure evil. Here you can see a video of Iranian civilians forming human chains around power plants to protect them from U.S. attacks. And what's striking is that J.D. Vance calls this pure evil. Sorry, but to me this is pure hypocrisy. Donald Trump is the one who threatened to annihilate an entire civilization. Donald Trump is the one who announced the destruction of 94 million people and a civilization. And now J.D. Vance seriously claims that Iranians are pure evil. Honestly, that makes me sick. If civilians were protecting military bases, I could understand that argument. But here, civilians are trying to protect a civilian power plant. That is not evil. It may be foolish and suicidal, but it is certainly not evil. Unfortunately, this will not help. The Allies will attack the power plants anyway, and massive numbers of civilians will die. Israel has already officially announced that it has the right to attack civilians. Look at this shocking statement from Israel's UN ambassador on Fox News. A top-level politician literally said, "We have the right to attack civilian targets." Unbelievable. They are no longer hiding it. They are openly expressing their inhumane morality on television to millions of viewers. The CDU politician Altmaier commented, "The world is on the brink. Tonight threatens an unprecedented escalation, disruption, and humanitarian and economic catastrophe. The mullahs are terrible, but that does not justify war crimes. The West cannot win if it abandons its own values." That sums it up perfectly. We are on the brink, and tonight we may witness a humanitarian catastrophe. The major problem is that this will not only affect Iran, but the entire Middle East. Qatar warned just minutes ago of a loss of control in the Iran conflict. Given Trump's threats, Qatar urgently warned that the region is close to a point where the cycle of violence can no longer be stopped, said Qatar's foreign ministry spokesperson in Doha. Now comes the critical point. Iran has repeatedly announced that if Trump follows through with his ultimatum and attacks Iran, it will retaliate with everything it has and destroy all Gulf states: electricity, water, roads, nuclear facilities, and more. Iran has also announced the use of a new devastating weapon. Iranian Major General Abu Dali stated, "The deployment of a new secret weapon will begin shortly and will bring the enemy's operation to an end." As you can see, tonight massive destruction could occur across the Middle East. If Trump carries out his ultimatum, he will not just destroy one civilization, but 8: Iran, Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, Kuwait, Bahrain, Qatar, Iraq, and Israel. The entire Middle East could be wiped off the map and possibly extend to the Mediterranean, as Israel may attempt to draw Turkey into the conflict. Breaking news. Turkish sources report that the attacker near the Israeli consulate in Istanbul was an Afghan citizen and Mossad agent. According to unconfirmed reports, Israel may be attempting a false flag operation to involve Turkey. So, my dear viewers, I don't know about you, but I can barely watch what is about to happen tonight. The potential destruction of an entire civilization by a US president is one of the most brutal things we have seen in decades. So what do you think? Will we witness the end of the entire Middle East tonight? Yes or no? Feel free to share your opinion in the comments and leave a like if you want to stay updated.